everyone. Good evening. We've just wrapped up the penultimate home game for Chennai Super Kings in Chepauk today, and it was just a throwback to the old Chennai Super Kings style of play, basically the old 2010, the early part of the IPL, where their mantra was basically just put runs on board and just strangle the opposition with spinners. And uh, CSK doled out a very slow pitch for today's game against Delhi, and as expected, the battle was always going to boil down between how their overseas heavy top order is going to fare against the spinners. And even before the spinners came on, the Delhi Capitals overseas batters pretty much threw their wickets away, and that's how basically the match panned out. So batting first, I mean, Dhoni had no hesitation in batting first, and CSK, I think, put about par score. Maybe they would have liked to have about 10 or 15 more, but I think 167 to 167 was still a very good total on this wicket, provided they get their early breakthroughs, and which is what they did. And again, the slowness, Dhoni knew very clearly that the pitch was going to get slow progressively through the game. And once the very first ball, very second ball of the innings, David Warner was caught, and then they lost Phil Salt again, going for a going for a shot, top edging on a slow surface. The slowness of the wicket basically costing them 2 wickets early, and then the suicidal run out. I mean, it's not suicidal run out. I mean, sorry. I mean to say the great mix up between Manish Pandey and Mitchell Marsh. And one has to feel sorry for the Australian. Manish just hung him out to dry there. And from there on, neither Manish nor really Rizzo could actually, press on the accelerator. They needed to stay at least abreast of the run rate, and neither batsman could actually get boundaries against the spinners. There is just a lot of turn on this wicket, which is it's the first time we are seeing a lot of spin on a surface in Chennai this season. And Moeen Ali, I mean, if you the Dhoni was able, I mean, this is basically Dhoni's bread and butter, to control a T20 game with the spinners. And Jadeja, Moeen Ali, and Tikshna pretty much seal. Between them, they bowled about 10 overs for 50 runs for a wicket. So, and they, both Manish and Riley, they basically scored at less than 100 strike rate. And they, it just meant there was just too much for the lower order to do. And yet again, one has to question whether Akshar could have come in earlier. He's the informed batsman for Delhi Capitals, and yet again, there's no Manish Pandey. I'm not sure. I mean, I know he's a top order batter, but I think they needed one big innings today, and they just couldn't find it. Or they needed to follow the CSK approach, where no batsman basically crossed more than 20-25 balls. Everyone tried to go for the shots, and even if they lost the wickets, they were at least able to get quick runs like Shivam Dubey did, like Ambati Rai who did 25 of 12 balls, 25 of 18 balls. That's what they needed, and both Manish and Riley basically kind of fell asleep at the wheel there. I mean, I think between the middle overs they scored only just about 44 runs. For the nine overs after the power play, they scored only 44 for 2 wickets, and the match was pretty much done. This is just classic CSK style match. Basically, put runs on the board on a slow wicket, use their three high quality spinners to do the job, and which is what happened. So with this win, CSK 15 points. I think they have a foot in the door into the playoffs. Obviously, the two more matches, and there are lot. It's a very tight table this year. A lot of results. Anything can happen, but with 15 points, I think CSK should fancy themselves to finish in the top four. Whether they finish in the top two will obviously depend on the results of the next two matches. But one more win, they are through. I think they are pretty much through to the playoffs, and they'll be playing at home the first playoff.